Happy Monday, everybody, and there is such a thing as a happy Monday. Take my word for it. It's the 19th day of February 2018. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. You'll notice the chair to my immediate left isn't there. Not only isn't it here, it's not even occupied. Steve here taking the day off. He's a little under the weather. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. I'll be handling your news duties. But Steve did come in dark and early this morning and was able to gather the news that you're going to need to start your work week up. For a lot of people, they're not starting their work week at all today. It's a holiday. President's Day, that means the usual. No school, schools closed, government offices closed, no mail delivery today, stuff like that. We'll get to all the things that are open and closed when we do the news on this President's Day, which is still, as far as the federal government is concerned, called Washington's birthday. Never bothered to change that. We'll talk about that when we get to the obscure holiday of the day. So I'll be handling news. We got a whole bunch of sports to get to. Very good weekend for the Wenatchee High School boys swimming and diving team. Highest finish ever at the state championships at the King County Aquatic Center in Federal Way. We'll talk about that. Also a good weekend for the Wenatchee Wild. They took both games from trail over the weekend at the Town Toyota Center. We got sports to get to. As I mentioned before, the obscure holiday. Everybody is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. We got birthdays to get to you today, also today in history. And in the second half of the program, we're going to re-air the interview that I did with the 2018 Apple Blossom Festival Royal Court. They came by and saw me last Wednesday, and so we'll have that interview. In case you missed it, we'll play it for you again today. It is a Monday, so the usual shenanigans apply. I'm here. I'm going to work. I'm not going to work real hard. Steve is off today, and Kat, our normal producer, is sleeping in a little bit, so Uriah, tall man in blue hat, is in the control room today. Keep your fingers crossed. We'll try to limit our mistakes to maybe a dozen or so between now and 8 o'clock. As always, we begin our show with a tour around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. And we start out with the cross camera, the camera at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights, right next to the cross. As you can see, there's a dust and a snow up there on Birch Mountain. That wasn't the case, of course. On Friday, we did have a little bit of light snow. Then it melted. The big winds that we were supposed to get, we had high wind warnings, didn't really quite develop, did it? We certainly had breezy conditions at times over the weekend, but we were supposed to get lots and lots of wind, and we didn't. Just breezy here and there. And boy, is it going to be cold. Arctic air is paying us a visit. In fact, the longest stretch of, I would say, fairly cold weather all winter long is coming up this week. Forecast details are coming up. Beautiful view, clear skies, but it is chilly. Only 17 degrees with a couple of clouds outside. So bundle up today for this President's Day. Camera 2 should take us up to the Manson Water Tower, which the last we checked was shaking. It was a little breezy there just about an hour ago. It doesn't look like it's shaking much at all. That's the Manson Water Tower looking down the lake. As you can see, the Chelan area got some snow that's stuck around over the weekend. Good morning, Manson. Thanks for starting your day with us. Badger Mountain has got a spectacular view this morning. Let's check this out. Look at that. Now that's moving around a little bit because, Badger Mountain's up there. High elevation, exposed to the winds coming through the Cascades, so that's why you see that shaking a little bit. You can kind of make out the Wenatchee River down there, Badger Mountain, looking at the Cascades. Incredible view there. Just stunning, isn't it? Finally, our fourth and final camera takes us to Billy Goat. We've moved that just a little bit. Sun's beginning to rise, so you can see the Columbia River. Normally, Billy Goat is pointed a little bit more to the north, so you can see Pateros, you can see the Methow River, you can see Brewster. We've moved it down a little bit, so it's pointing almost directly east, and that little sliver of water that you see on the far left is the mighty Columbia. And yeah, they got a bunch of snow that's stuck around over the ground. But it's still wintertime, people. We got to remember that, and we are in for a very chilly week. In fact, we're not done with the cold temperatures at all. Wind chills in some locations, as you see with the cameras moving around a little bit, wind chills are going to be down near 0 in some locations. Not here in the Wenatchee Valley, but it's not going to be particularly warm either. 17 degrees outside of our studios. Let's do your forecast from the National Weather Service, one of those governmental entities that doesn't take the day off. We always have a forecast for you. And the forecast for the day, partly sunny skies this morning, then lots of sunshine this afternoon, high of about 34 degrees. Yeah, that's below normal. Mostly clear tonight. Look at the overnight low, 12. By the way, there's no real snow in the forecast till we get to the weekend, and even that isn't much. Clouds will be thickening up on Tuesday, I should say, tomorrow. High of 34, partly cloudy Tuesday night, 15. For the overnight low. Wednesday, sunshine, 34, 21 for the overnight low. Long stretch of chilly weather, but dry until we get to Friday night. You see that Friday night, slight chance of light snow, about a 40% chance of light snow. No real accumulations expected. And Friday night's overnight low of about 27. Then we gradually warm back up to where we should be this time of year, the lower 40s on Saturday and Sunday. But it is going to be a very chilly first 3 or 4 days of this work week. Big mass of Arctic air has paid us a visit from Canada, and it's going to be sticking around for a while. So there you go. That's the forecast from the National Weather Service. And again, if you're out in any kind of exposed area, you got to layer up because that wind chill is going to cut right through your clothes, and it will feel considerably colder than the 17 degrees we have outside of our studios right now. 6 minutes after the hour on this President's Day Monday, let's take a look at your past report from the Washington State Department of Transportation. It's a lot better than it was. It was just plain nasty over the weekend, wasn't it? Major closings on I-90 happened a lot. Right now, everything's okay anyway. Traction tires are advised on Snoqualmie Pass. Roadways mostly bare and wet. You'll find some snow and slush in places and some patchy ice, but it is not snowing on I-90, and you can see a lot more roadway now than you could just yesterday at this time. Stevens Pass, traction tire advisory there. Roadway is mostly bare. Some snow and ice in places on Stevens Pass. Traction tires are advised on Highway 2. And Blue Pass is a traction tire advisory. Roadway, again, mostly bare. Some frost and ice in places. There's no snow coming down in any of the major mountain passes. That's good news. And no real snow is expected at all right through the week. In fact, just a half an inch here or a half an inch there, your forecast for the mountain passes today. Lots of sunshine, a high only of about 19 degrees with quite a bit of wind. So the wind chills are going to be below zero up in the Cascades. No snow expected tonight, but again, that wind chill will take the feels like temperature. You add the wind chill in with the very cold temperatures below zero tonight. Tuesday night, Wednesday, quite a bit of sunshine, clear skies. For the mountain passes, very little snow in the forecast, if at all, but it's going to be cold. Next chance of measurable snow, just like here for the Wenatchee Valley, probably Friday night. Snow likely Friday night for the mountain passes, but no real idea on snow accumulation. So right now, traction tires are advised across the board on the big three, Snoqualmie, Stevens, and Blewett. 7.5 minutes after the hour, we are broadcasting live this morning from Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee. Going to take a quick 1 minute break. When we come back, I'll be handling your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life Channel the Concerts in the Gardens Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, Two Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Gardens Summer Series, only on the NCW Life Channel.
Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, serving all of North Central Washington. We make it our priority to learn all about your financial needs. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or want a reverse mortgage, our mortgage professionals are ready to guide you through the loan process. We have a wide variety of loan products to fit your family's needs. Call Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee today for your pre-approval. 509-888-0466.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
9 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Steve Hare feeling a little under the weather. Hopefully he'll be back on Tuesday. In the meantime, here are your Monday morning headlines. A woman died after the car she was riding in struck a snowplow in Wenatchee on Saturday morning. Wenatchee police report that officers and Chelan County Sheriff's officers responded to a reported injury collision in the 1400 block of Skyline Drive in Wenatchee shortly before 8:30 in the morning. Again, this was on Saturday. The 22-year-old male driver was eastbound when he lost control of his Honda CRX. It crossed the center line into the westbound lane. The snowplow was westbound, crossed into the eastbound lane to try to avoid the collision. The plow blade struck the car. It destroyed the front end of the car and crushed the passenger compartment of the automobile. The 20-year-old female in the front passenger seat, severely injured in the collision, had to be extricated, I should say, from the wrecked car by Chelan County Fire District No. 1 firefighters. She was transported to Central Washington Hospital, where she later died. The driver of the CRX, a 22-year-old male, also transported with injuries. The plow driver was uninjured in the collision. The investigation continues. Those involved in the collision have not been named. State Senator Brad Hawkins defends his vote on a carbon tax bill that passed out of his committee last week. Hawkins was criticized in a letter from Douglas County Commissioners earlier in the week. Commissioners noted their opposition to the proposed carbon tax and accused the senator of failing to represent the interests of the 12th District. Hawkins responded to the commissioners Friday in an interview with NCW Life News.
Instead of voting no, I voted what's called without recommendation, which it isn't a yes, it's part of the minority opinion without recommendation. But I voted without recommendation because I'm trying to keep an open mind to understand the impacts to our area.
Hawkins says he's still in the process of learning how the carbon tax would impact the region. The bill had a public hearing before the Senate Ways and Means Committee on Thursday of last week. He says hydropower, which feeds the commercial, industrial, and farm economy, will not be affected and ultimately could enhance electric rates in north central Washington. He says it's unclear at this time how the bill would impact agriculture.
I'm just purely looking at this essentially from a cost-benefit scenario. And, by the way, you have to look at the details of the bill. The details of the bill that came out of committee on farm gas and diesel used in the orchards are actually exempt from the tax. And then if we can get some provisions into the bill that would either exempt some of the other agricultural short hauls or long hauls, or efforts to help us electrify the short haul agriculture from the orchard to the packing plant, then perhaps that would mitigate the impacts from the carbon tax. So while there's certainly a cost impact, there are benefits.
Hawkins says he has not yet received the letter from the Douglas County Commissioners, but assured them that he continues to research the issue and will take it up consideration and will consider their concerns when the bill comes up for a final vote. Well, yesterday was the final day of the Empty Bowls Community Painting Party at the Pybus Public Market, and our own Megan McPherson was there.
Hey, we're here with Kaylee Peterson at Empty Bowls. Kaylee, what is Empty Bowls?
So Empty Bowls is an international grassroots effort to raise money to support hunger and food insecurity issues and relief programs.
Okay. And what are you guys doing here today at the painting party?
So here at the painting party, we have people come in for a $10 donation, $35 for a family of up to 5. We give them a bowl and all the supplies they need to paint that bowl and make a masterpiece. Then we give them a ticket to the dinner. And after they're done completing their bowl here today, we hold on to it, we finish it, we fire it with help of our creative sponsor, Inspiration Ceramics. And then at the dinner, people come, they enjoy soups and bread donated by local restaurants, and we give them back their bowl. And it's kind of just a celebration of community and a way to get people more aware of food insecurity issues and to raise funds for our food programs.
Okay. And will there be other painting parties in the future?
Yeah, so we'll do this event every single year. The last couple of years we've been doing it here at Pybus, and we definitely plan on continuing to do that. We typically do about four-ish a year. This is the first year we've done 4 here. In the past we've only done like 1 or 2. And so we hope to do more here in this community space and other community spaces.
All right. What does Empty Bowls mean to you?
So for me, Empty Bowls is just a way to be creative, bring the community together, share experiences together, and make sure that people are aware of all the need in our valley and the needs of fellow community members, and that there's people whose bowls go empty.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much, Kaylee.
Thank you.
Megan McPherson, NCW Life News.
Thank you, Megan. Nice work indeed. Well, a Senate bill sponsored by Senator Judy Warnick would mean more money to local fairgrounds and ag groups, including the NCW Fair in Waterville and the Chelan County Fair. Senate Bill 6386 ensures the funding of agriculture fairs by providing state sales tax revenue received as the result of sales occurring during events held at the fairgrounds where agriculture fairs occur, and that money has to be deposited into the state fair fund. The bill passed the Senate on Wednesday by a vote of 48-0. Another news from Olympia this week, rural Washingtonians are one step closer to having high-speed internet. Representative Mary Dye's broadband bill cleared the House 98-0 on Wednesday. House Bill 2664 would extend wholesale telecommunications authority to all public ports. Current law prevents non-rural ports from building networks in underserved neighborhoods near bigger cities. Removing the restrictive definition of rural in existing statute would help ports extend fiber to homes and businesses where private companies now have difficulty financing these projects. House Bill 2664 now heads to the Senate for further consideration. Just a reminder, of course, it is President's Day, and that means most banks are closed, government offices are closed, no mail delivery today, no schools, of course, today. The public library is closed. The Pybus Public Market closed as well. Link Transit bus service will not run today, but Waste Management will have a regular Monday service. So Monday is your garbage day. They will pick up your garbage. Medical facilities will be open, of course. The Wenatchee Valley Mall will be open with limited hours. Most stores in the Wenatchee Valley will be open on this President's Day. And finally, Wenatchee's Rails and Ales Festival was Friday night in downtown Wenatchee. Our own Jay Seebeck was there, and he files this report.
Jay Seebeck here for NCW Life News. I'm here at Rails and Ales Festival down here on Friday night. Orondo Street has been shut down here in downtown Wenatchee.
And really, everybody up at the mountain makes this happen. It comes together. It's weeks in the process. And today it started at 7 a.m. Huge thanks to Selling Construction for taking all the snow down here. We have 6 side dumps, so roughly 120 cubic yards of snow that we brought down from the mountain. Literally brought the mountain down to town today, so we're excited about that. We've got folks here from our snowmaking crew, our terrain park crew, our event staff, food and beverage staff. It's a whole team effort, and really it's a microcosm of what this event is. It's about Mission Ridge and Wenatchee and this community, and really celebrating winter culture here in the Wenatchee Valley.
All right, unbelievable run. Austin Vicentamer, back-to-back Rails and Ales snowboarding champion. Yeah. Austin, how's it feel get your name called out 2 years in a row?
Man, it feels good, dude. I was getting a little nervous, but finals went good, so I'm hyped.
How did it feel going down there and getting your name called there at the end?
It felt great because I feel like I fell a lot. I fell the second run, and I really thought I was out for the rest of it, so that worked out well.
All right, I'm here with our skiing champion at Rails and Ales. Keith, tell me a little bit about your championship run. How did it feel and where you are now? You got a $200 check. How's it feel?
Pretty good. Yeah, I was mainly trying this 270 on, pretzel 270. Ended up landing it at the clean last hit, so I guess they must liked it. So yeah, all the boys were throwing down. It was sick. That's where the stoke to throw the tricks down comes from.
Another successful year for the Rails and Ales event here in Wenatchee. With NCW Life News, I'm Jay Seebeck.
Thank you very much, Jay. By the way, next week on the show that Jay Seebeck hosts and produces, the NCW Life magazine show, he'll have a complete half-hour update and wrap-up of the highly successful Rails and Ales from Friday night. Even though it is a holiday for many, many people, not for us here at the NCW Live channel, we will have a newscast for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. Be sure to tune in for the news with Grant Olson. Eric Granstrom will be handling the sports, and a lot of sports that there is. So even though it's a pretty quiet news day, we will endeavor to put together a half-hour newscast just for you. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And don't forget, if you have any news tips or you want to get a hold of us or just say hi, a number of ways to do it. You can go to our website, ncwlife.com, and click on the Contact Us icon. You can go to our Facebook page and message us. I think if you pick up the telephone and call us today, though, I don't think anybody's going to answer the phone because we're here and we're working, but the office is closed, I guess. In any event, please watch the news tonight. You'll be glad you did. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 3 chances to watch the news with Grant Olson, and you can also watch it on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com. 19 minutes after the hour, quick break. When we come back, a whole weekend full of sports, plus the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And we're going to replay my interview with the 2018 Apple Blossom Festival Royal Court. All coming up between now and 8 o'clock on this holiday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Granstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
My name's Robert Duff. Current and previous occupation is architect, engineer, and a lawyer. Grew up here in Washington, born in Moses Lake. When I first came to CVCH, was looking for a place to get some dental work done. I was really impressed with the people at the counter. I mean, they were just on top of it. It only took her like 15 minutes to do the job. I didn't feel anything. The technology is so great, you don't even realize you're at the dentist. These people are so professional. I would have any one of these people in my home for dinner. These people are family.
Just about 21 minutes after the hour, it is cold outside. Clear skies, only 18 degrees. We'll be lucky to get to 32 today, even colder tonight. Arctic air is here for most of this week before we warm up and cloud up just in time for the upcoming weekend. All right, let's wrap up the weekend that was in sports. Everybody into the pool. Let's take a look at the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard of the WIAA State Swimming and Diving Championships at the King County Aquatic Center. And congratulations to the Wenatchee Panthers. Third place. That's their best finish in school history. Wenatchee took 5th in the 200 medley relay, 4th in the 400 free relay. Individually, Wenatchee's Braden Dilley took 4th in the 100 free and 5th in the 50 free. Connor Elwin finished 5th in the 200 individual medley and 100 butterfly in the 1 meter dive. Ethan Guerin 5th, Jackson Cosina 7th, Tristan Guerin 8th. Also swimming at state for the Panthers, Charlie and Christian Cutter, Andreas Broxton, and Connor Hassey. Congratulations to the Wenatchee Panthers, third place in state. On to MAC Classic 30 just down the road in beautiful Tacoma at the Tacoma Dome. As you can see there on the boys' side of the tournament, Cascades' Daniel Claros took 8th at 145 pounds. Chelan's Skylar Gordon 4th at 182 pounds. Tenasket won yet another State B team championship. Deer Park was the 1A champs, and South Kitsap the 4A champs. Moses Lake finished 7th. As far as the girls are concerned, we had one placer in the girls tournament. Eastmont's Flora Mora took 7th. At 145 pounds, Yelm won the girls team championship. Now on to basketball from the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard over the weekend. After a 61-45 win in the semifinals Friday over Tri-Cities Prep, Brewster fell in the District 5-6 championship Saturday to Kittitas Thorpe, the final 96-60. Waterville Mansfield had its season ended by Lake Roosevelt Friday, 56-43. In the Central Washington B1B District Tournament at Eastmont Junior High Friday, Riverside Christian advanced to regionals with a 55-35 win over Moses Lake Christian. That's all boys. Now girls basketball. Friday and Saturday, the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard continues. Following its 47-32 win over DeSalles Friday, Brewster advanced to regionals with a 61-41 win over Liberty Bell after the Lions advanced with a Friday win over Tenasket. In the Central Washington B1B tournament, Pateris, their season ended Friday with a 35-31 loss to Riverside Christian. For the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard in the Glue crossover game Saturday, the Northeast A League proved to be better than the Caribou Trail League in all games. Lakeside beat the Cashmere boys 54-51. Newport ousted Omak, the final 62-45. The Freeman girls ended Omak's season 50-40, and the Lakeside girls stopped Okanagan from a return trip to state with a 60-42 victory. Well, the Wenatchee Wild, they were looking for some positive vibes at the Town Toyota Center over the weekend. The Trail Smoke Eaters were in town in the opener Friday. Wenatchee jumped out to a 2-0 lead after the first, but Trail battled back. They tied it in the second, and that was before the Wild went on a 3-0 run to win it. With their highlights, Art Jecker, the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
It was Weatherby, but it was knocked out of his reach. In front for Vanderbeck. He shoots and a save made Marcoux. Boy, what a stop. There's a shot, and that's fired down. Rebound score! Jasper Weatherby. Play back underway, and here come the Wild through center. Stepping in on the left side, Souter. And dangles across, shot, score! Chad Sasaki with a wide open side of the net. Broken up, and it's 4-on-2 back the other way for the Smoke Eaters. Saucering feed, shot and a score. From the left side, I think it was Howarth who set it up. Chance for the Smoke Eaters. Left side, back to Tuck, he's in, he shoots, and he scores. Braden Tuck with a backhander. A shorthanded tally for the Smoke Eaters. Continuing working around in front, off a skate, backhander by Weatherby, and he scores! That was some crisp puck movement by the Wild. On 3-time, plenty of time. Sent down low and a backhand twist shot. Score! Murphy Stratton. And a gorgeous backhand pass from Sam Morton. Pass across with an empty net down at the other end. Crossing feed is for Vanderbeck. He'll put it in the empty net.
So that was Friday night. Saturday night was the last regular season home game of the year. It was also the biggest crowd of the year. Trail got on board first, but it was all wild after that. The scoring was wrapped up before the third period even started. Once again, with the call, our friend, our checker.
Behind the back dish over on the right side. In backdoor shot and a score on the finish by Armour. An odd man rush there for Trail as they entered the zone. And then Arnold finds it. He walks around in front. He scores! Josh Arnold from behind the net just took that puck, stepped out front, wasn't to be denied, and he just jammed it home. There's a big hit thrown by Martini, who's loving trying to get whatever extracurricular in he can. Shot and a score! That one went right off the leg of the Smoke Eater defenseman over on the side. It was more of a crossing pass, and it went off of skating in. I believe it was off of Lucchini. And Howarth wanted to hold it in, but he can't. It's going to be poked away. Here's Vanderbeck in on a breakaway. He shoots. He scores! Crossing feed over and held in by Hessler. Here's shot, save made. Puck still loose. Smack that by Sveikovsky, and he scores! The final few seconds are going to tick off the clock and put this one in the books. It's done. As the Wenatchee Wild sweep the Trail Smoke Eaters this weekend, tonight by a final score of 4-1.
For the Wild, they still have 3 regular season games to go, all on the road. They'll be back Wednesday. They'll be at West Kelowna. Friday, they'll be at Vernon, and then Saturday at Penticton, and then it is playoff time for the Wenatchee Wild. Man, did this hockey season just fly by, but there's still lots of hockey to go. 27 minutes after the hour, 18 degrees. It's chilly out there. We'll be lucky to get to freezing today. It's going to be cold all this week. Heads up on that. Let's do the obscure holiday of the day today. And of course, today is President's Day. We mentioned this a couple of times with the various schools closing and banks closed, and federal government closed, offices closed. It is the 3rd Monday in February. That makes it President's Day. Now, federally, the federal government still refers to it as Washington's birthday. When they decided that the 3rd Monday in February would be President's Day, so to speak, back in 1971, they still called it Washington's birthday. And they still call it Washington's birthday. They never actually changed the name of it. Most of the states refer to it as President's Day. Of course, each state can designate which federal holiday to observe and which ones they don't want to observe. They're not required to do that. It's not the case at all. All states don't have to follow the federal government's holiday schedule. They all do. They don't have to, but they all do. So believe it or not, President's Day is still, as far as the federal government is concerned, still legally called Washington's birthday. Wonder how the other presidents feel about that. Happy President's Day to everybody out there. If you have the day off, glad you got the day off. We're here, we're working. Not real hard, but we're here. 28 minutes after the hour, let's do Today in History, shall we? 1, 2, 3 items to get to. 2 of them are very much related, but first out of the box. Today is the 140th birthday of the phonograph, the record. My favorite thing, my favorite invention ever is the record. It was on this date in 1878, 140 years ago today, that Thomas Edison patented the phonograph. Now, it has nothing to do with today's records, of course. Back then, it was a cylinder and it went like that. Now they're discs and they do that. But if it wasn't for old Thomas Edison, we wouldn't have the phonograph today. And that made me a poorer man, but a happier man. Thomas Edison patented the phonograph on this date in 1878. One of the darkest chapters in American history happened on this date 76 years ago today. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066. And because of that, the United States military began to relocate Japanese Americans to internment camps all over the West Coast. It is known now as the Day of Remembrance, and the very first Day of Remembrance celebration, for lack of a better term, was held right here in Washington State In 1978, almost 2/3 of people of Japanese ancestry or ethnicity were incarcerated. Almost all of them, 70,000 of them, were American citizens. They were born in this country, and yet they went off to internment camps. And by the way, little note, no Japanese American citizen or Japanese national residing in the United States was ever found guilty of sabotage or espionage. And then 42 years ago and 34 years after it was implemented, Executive Order 9066, which led to the relocation of Japanese Americans, was rescinded by President Gerald R. Ford in his proclamation 4417. It was 34 years too late, but they did get around to saying that probably wasn't a very good idea. When the war was over, the Executive Order 9066, the document that led to the Japanese internment camps, was suspended. It was never actually rescinded or taken off the books. It was just suspended. That little legal loophole was taken care of in the state in 1976. And finally, at 31 minutes after the hour, let's do some birthdays, shall we? Copernicus, Nicholas Copernicus, smart dude, born in the state in 1473, lived to the age of 70, which is a long time if you were born back in the 15th century. What did he do? Oh, let's see. He was a lawyer. He was a mathematician. He was an astronomer. He was a physician. He was a translator. He was a teacher. He was a governor. He was a diplomat. He was an economist. And he formulated the model of the universe that placed the sun rather than the earth at the center of the universe. He was scorned for that. Of course, he was right. Nicholas Copernicus, probably one of the smartest people ever to walk the planet, was born in this state in 1473. Lee Marvin was born in this state in 1924. There's Lee, the American actor. Passed away at the age of 63 back in 1987. Served with honor. He was in the United States Marine Corps in the Pacific Theater during World War II. Got injured, spent a year in the hospital before he recovered. Of course, we all remember him from The Man Who Shot Liberty Balance and The Wild One, Cap Ballou, The Dirty Dozen, Paint Your Wagon. Lee Marvin, the American actor, born in the state in 1924. Get out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. It's grand salami time. Dave Niehaus. Today would have been Dave's birthday. Dave Niehaus was born in the state in 1935, of course, passed away of a heart attack in 2010 at the age of 75. Of the 5,385 Mariner games that he was the voice of, he broadcast 5,284 of them. Not bad. I think he broadcast for like the first 19 years in a row without ever missing a game, and then his daughter's high school graduation fell on the same day as the Mariner game, and he said, "Gentlemen, I won't be working tonight. Going to go watch my daughter graduate." And towards the end of his career, he began to take some time off. During the summertime, he would take 2 weeks vacation here and there. The great Dave Niehaus, still a legend in these parts, born in the state in 1935. We miss him, don't we? And he was called Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan called this gentleman America's greatest living poet. I'm talking, of course, about Smokey Robinson. There he is, Smokey Robinson, the American singer, songwriter, producer, written thousands of hit songs. Smokey Robinson is 78 years old today in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 1987. If Bob Dylan calls you America's greatest living poet, you done good. Happy birthday to Smokey Robinson, 33 minutes after the hour. On this Monday edition, President's Day edition of Wake Up in Anchi Valley, going to take a quick break. When we come back, everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And then we're going to play back the interview that I did last Wednesday, Valentine's Day, with the 2018 Apple Blossom Festival Royal Court. It's a great interview. You don't want to miss it. It's all coming up on Wake Up in Anchi Valley. We'll be right back.
We know crunch.
In our experience, some people are just cut out for charter college and for success in a new career. These charter types are hard workers. Charter types go above and beyond. And charter types are responsible. If you're ready to get to work making a better future for yourself, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Quality, comfort, style, service. This is the Crown Furniture difference for more than 50 years. Their commitment to you is to provide the best furniture and mattresses the industry has to offer at a great price. Shop Crown Furniture today to experience the difference. And remember, free setup, delivery, and haul away in their service area is just another way they show they care.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, like I've said before, 75% of us folks here in the good old US of A call ourselves Christian. Well, that's fine, I guess, but what's really tragic is that there are people who don't realize that the true test of loving and sacrificing for others and doing unto others as you would have them do unto you, etc., that's first and foremost to be displayed at home to your family. You know, it really doesn't matter who outside your family thinks you're a wonderful person. If your spouse and your kids don't think so, or if your parents and siblings think you're a jerk, you're missing it as far as your Christianity and your love for your fellow man is concerned. If it isn't first and foremost demonstrated to those closest to you, let's face it, it's meaningless. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from LocalTel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value LocalTel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
And we're back at 39 minutes after the hour on this President's Day holiday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz playing the solo today. Clear skies, 18 degrees on our way to a high of 32. Very chilly all this week. Well, tomorrow the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royal Court will be in Olympia all day to meet the lawmakers, to talk in front of the State House of Representatives, to meet the governor. It's a big day for them. Maybe not quite as big as it was a week ago Saturday when the three candidates were crowned. And on Wednesday of last week, Queen Greta and her royal court paid us a visit right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and here's that interview. 39 minutes after the hour, this Valentine's Day edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. It's a tradition that dates all the way back to 2017. And that's when the reigning royal court, just a few days after they get their crowns, get to come in and visit with me here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. To my immediate left, Queen Greta. Next to her, Queen Jessica. And on the far left, Queen Sophie. Welcome to the program, ladies.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here. I'd like to start, this is the first time you've been on the program, so let me start with just a quick icebreaker. How was your weekend? Anything happen? Anything exciting? Watch some movies? What did you do?
Pretty average.
Just nothing much going on.
Did some homework.
Did some homework, yeah. We were there. We broadcast it live in high definition and stereophonic sound here on the NCAA Live channel. And as we roll the footage of that magic moment when the royal court was crowned, we'll start with you, Princess Sophie. You're there. Princess Sophie Castilla. What went through your mind right then and there?
Absolutely nothing. Yeah. No. And that sounds funny, but I instantly lost my voice, and everything that I had even sort of prepared, because they tell you going into it that you need to have a few words to say if there's a chance that you would get something. And so I had a few things that I thought I would say, and then I completely forgot it all and just started screeching. So, yeah.
Same question for you, Princess Jessica. The moment happened, boom, you're in the royal court.
Well, I was already crying a lot because they just announced Sophie as princess, and I was so excited for her, so I don't think I processed that they said my name, and I was just like, what's going on? And then by the time they called Greta's name, I was hysterical. So I just really wasn't thinking anything other than, why can't I stop crying? And I shouldn't be crying because people think I'm sad, but I wasn't sad.
And the video doesn't lie. Your Royal Highness, so Princess Sophie is standing off to the side, and Princess Jessica is standing off to the side, and you're standing there with the last seven, and you're going, oh my goodness, is it going to be me? And then it was you. Same question as the other two. What went through your mind?
So I was kind of preparing myself to hear every other girl's name, just because I think that's how I approach situations. So then when he was like, grrr, I was like, what? Nope. But definitely a lot of emotion hits at once, and then it was like you go numb and you just don't really know exactly what to feel, because it is bittersweet and it's super exciting and something that you don't really allow yourself to think about until it's actually happening. And then next it was just, where do I go? I'm walking the wrong way. The crown's gonna fall. I don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah.
Are you used to the tiaras yet? I'll ask you. Is it?
Kind of. I'm still figuring out how to keep it on my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of hard to hide it in your hair.
I was talking to your predecessor, Queen Amy. She came into the show just a couple of weeks ago before her reign came to an end. I said, do you get to the point where you don't even notice you're wearing it? She goes, no, you always know when it's on. Because you got those little things sticking against your scalp, and it can be somewhat uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
So, let's bring the camera back down to Sophie, the microphone down to Sophie. We'll start with you first. Saturday night, pageant, princess, walk down the hallway, reception at the Commons. How long did it take you to just unwind? What time did you go to bed Saturday night? What was the process like after it was all over?
So after it was all over, I went home, and all of my family that had come to watch the pageant was there. And so it was a little bit of, I was exhausted, but you want to talk to everybody and you want to share the moment with everybody. So you stay up a little bit, and then I couldn't fall asleep even though I was so tired. So I went down to watch TV, and yeah, no, it doesn't set in, and it hadn't set in, and I don't think it has yet, but
it takes a while.
Yeah, no, because you give your all from 6 a.m. in the morning to 11 a.m. or p.m. at night. It's all of your emotion poured into one thing, and then it just suddenly being over in one night. It was, I don't know how to describe it. You just feel like you need to sleep for 24 hours, but you can't sleep for one. Yeah.
Get used to that, by the way. Jessica, same question. I've known your family for a long time. My guess is it took you a long time to just unwind when this whole thing was over on Saturday night.
Yes, I didn't go to bed until like 4 in the morning. Wow. And I was up at 5 that morning, and I think I was just on an adrenaline rush. Like I couldn't settle my mind. Like my legs were tired, my feet hurt, my eyes were heavy, but I just couldn't fall asleep because I was like, what just happened? Because I think before the day of, I was kind of saying to myself, like, this is just a rehearsal, like relax, because I'm definitely the type of person to get super nervous and psych myself out. So I was just like, oh, it's just another rehearsal. But then I was like, wait, what just happened?
I'm going to ask you another question before I ask Queen Greta the same question. There's a lot of royal blood in the Murray family. I want to say you're maybe the third or fourth member of your family to serve on the royal court? Fourth. So Any advice from Grandma or anybody like that? 'Cause
They were super supportive the whole time. My grandma and grandpa was crying, and they were so happy for me, and they just always encouraged me to do this, and I'm so glad that I did.
I so wanted to see Portia on Saturday night, and I just didn't. I'm so busy. I just didn't get a chance to visit. So tell them I said hi.
Okay.
Queen Greta, Your Royal Highness. Are you getting used to that yet?
I like it. I don't know.
You don't like it? So
I just kind of want to run away and hide, but
So-
I think I'll get used to it. I hope.
You don't have much of a choice.
Yeah.
Can I call you Greta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please do.
Saturday night, same deal. I mean, it was all over, and you're just like, can I go to sleep? Now what? What was the rest of your night like after it was all over?
So me and my family went to my escort's house, Chris Bishop. So shout out to Sarah Bishop for all that good food. But I remember I was so tired. I didn't know what to think or who to talk to, so I just sat on the couch and I got a plate of tiramisu and vegetables from the vegetable tray. And I was staring at it and I was like, this is such a weird combination. I'm way too tired and I need to go to bed. So I asked my mom to take me home, and then I fell asleep pretty fast, which is kind of different, but like Sophie was saying, it's such a long day and such a long month in all of the best ways, but also the buildup of emotion and everything. Just physically, you're just so done with you just want to sleep. So I slept really hard that night.
It's an intense process, and the week of rehearsals outside of Friday night, when you actually get the night off, it's a lot of work, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
you're doing a show. It's a show that you're putting on, whether you like it or not. It's 7 o'clock, the curtains part, and here we go. So, on Sunday morning, you had breakfast with the outgoing royalty, Princess Chivilicek and Queen Amy. What advice did they give you over breakfast on Sunday morning? Did they tell you anything that you can remember? It was Sunday morning, and you slept about an hour and a half.
The whole Saturday and Sunday were kind of a blur, so it's hard for us to pick apart each certain time. They gave us blankets, which were super nice, and I wrapped up in my blanket for the rest of the day. I'm going to stay here forever. But I'm trying to think of specifics. What did they say? Carry your hairspray and your lipstick.
Smile
and
all the time.
Yes. Be organized, which will be hard, but we will work on it.
So you ladies are going to be a sisterhood for life. In fact, as we talked about this when you were in the green room, the three of you and your two chaperones are going to have a shared experience over the next year that will last a lifetime. So what's the first few days like? What do you girls talk about when there's, and we'll start with you, Jessica, when you're just like waiting to go on TV? What are you doing?
I think we're kind of ourselves. We all know each other. We all go to Wenatchee, so we just kind of are familiar and don't really, I don't know, I don't think we've processed that like we're royalty, if that makes sense. So we're just kind of like, hey, what's up? But we all have brothers, so it's so cool that we get the opportunity. Like, I don't even know how to curl my own hair, or like Greta called me, she was like, you want coffee? Like, I need to come curl my hair. And I was like, okay. Like, I'm so not used to that because my brothers don't curl my hair or share makeup with me or buy me coffee. They're like, what's up? And I'm like, hi. So that's all.
Princess Sophie, let me ask you this. You got scholarship money. You got a lot of scholarship money. Has that, from what happened Saturday night, changed your post-high school plans at all, or you still have your eye on the prize that you talked about when we did our interviews a couple weeks ago?
I think all of the colleges that I've applied to are staying the same, and it still continues the effort to get other scholarships, but it makes a big dent on how much stress you have about college, because going into the new experience, it's really nice to have that cushion of the 3 months of work that you've had and seeing it pay off like that. It's really cool. And I think a lot of girls forget that it's a huge scholarship opportunity. Apart from getting to wear the crown and being in the parade, it's a big deal for your academics too. So it's super cool.
One more question, then I'll let Jessica take over. What's the one Apple Blossom Festival event during the 10-day festival that you're looking forward to the most as a royal court?
Well, so I've been in Wenatchee my whole life, so I've experienced pretty much all of the festival, but my favorite thing is the Classy Chassis, because we have a Mustang, and it's a tradition with my dad to drive in the parade every year, and although I don't get to do that, I get to wave this year and wear my crown, so it's a really special thing, and he'll still be driving, so I'll get to see him then.
Jessica, same two questions. First of all, the scholarship money, has that changed your college plans at all, or is it the same as it was just on Friday night?
It's the same. I think my parents are a little more relieved because I want to go to California for college, and out-of-state tuition is very expensive. So it helps that I have that money to go towards that.
And then I forgot the other question. What did I ask you about? Your favorite Apple Blossom event? Yeah.
I know it's a basic answer, but definitely the food fair. I love the food, and I always look forward to it. Shishka berries and the funnel cakes are amazing.
We'll let Her Royal Highness wrap up this little interview section. Next, first question. I forgot the Apple Aaron Scholarship. $6,000 for the Queen? Is that right?
Correct.
That's a big check.
Yes.
But that's going to help alleviate tuition and stuff like that. But your plans haven't changed?
I don't think they've changed, but it definitely does open up things that were a little more iffy. And I also am interested in some California schools, so that makes it a lot more feasible than just going without anything. But like Sophie said, I'm also still trying to get other ones too. But it's so generous and definitely super helpful, and not something I allowed myself to think about until now. So I remember I got home that night, and we had gone to the Bishops, and then we had got home, and I was just walking around in a daze around my house, and I was like, who are these flowers from? But I walked up to my mom, and I was like, wait, I just got a lot of money. I forgot about that part. But so that's really exciting.
Favorite Apple Blossom event that you're looking forward to?
I'm really excited for Carnival. I love Carnival. But I think I don't love it so much for the rides, but more all the kids. I love kids, and they're all in one spot, and they're running around, and they're so cute. So I'm really excited for that. And then also, I love cotton candy. And I don't have many opportunities to get it. And my mom used to limit my cotton candy intake. So I'm really excited for Carnival.
We kind of got off topic, and I told you off camera I want to ask you about this. So real briefly, the Saturday morning one-on-one interviews, which nobody gets to see. We'll start with you, Queen Greta. When the interview process was over and you left the room, did you think, I did really good? I think I might have a shot here? What was your mindset when that interview process was over on Saturday morning?
I don't think I necessarily thought I did good or I did bad, but I walked away knowing I did myself, and I knew that I was super real and I was super myself, which was really assuring because that's what they tell you. They say, be genuine and be yourself. And I think that's hard because at the same time they're telling you, sit up straight, make sure you cross your legs right. But that's ultimately what it comes down to, and that's what makes this group so fun, is that we can be super real with each other and joke about things and sometimes trip, or who knows what we're going to do. But yeah, so I walked away knowing that, and also knowing that I made a connection with those judges just because of the people that they are and how kind they were. It was really special knowing that no matter what happened, I had those special conversations, and them in themselves were gifts to me. So,
real quickly, Jessica, same question. Saturday morning interview with the judges, just you and the judges and a couple of observers. Did you walk out of that little one-on-one thinking, I did pretty good?
I think kind of the opposite, because in the moment, I was just saying the first thing that came to my mind, because as Greta, I wanted to be myself and not say an answer that I thought they wanted to hear. So afterwards, I was like, why did I say that? I should have said this, this would have sounded better, and I just I overthought it afterwards, but I think in the moment during the interviews, you kind of just have a conversation, and it was not at all as intimidating as I thought it was, or scary. They were so kind and just wanted to get to know you, so.
Sophie, same question after the interview on Saturday morning.
I think I didn't really have emotion as to if it was good or bad. I just felt like I gave it my all. And that was super important to me because I would be okay with whatever happened that night if I felt really good about what I did. And I didn't want to look back and regret what I said. And there was one thing that I said that kind of made them laugh and made me feel like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have said that. That was a little bit dumb. But it was funny thinking about it more and looking back. It was truly my genuine self. And like Greta said, you really want to stay true to who you are. And you're not trying to be anyone else but yourself. And they want to see that side of you. And so leaving the interview, I just felt like, you know what? Whatever happens, that was the best I could do. So I'll be happy with whatever.
Queen Greta, I got something for you. I'm sure you started the scrapbooking process already, right? I mean,
kind of.
Memories.
They're collected.
I don't know if you even know what this is. Do you know what this is?
No.
This is the piece of paper that we get to know in advance the royal court. Obviously, Steve Neer from Cordell Neer is the person who adds them all up. And he adds them all up. It's confirmed with the two people who supervised throughout the entire process. I want to say it was Brian Flonis and Lance Abel was with you the whole time. And then it's written on a piece of paper. And the people who are allowed to know in advance is a very small group, very discreet. Nicole Brown, track me down. We arranged this, all this was arranged in advance. You find me at this time, and this is the actual sheet that they gave me. And this is
So you could film us, right?
Princess 10, Princess 5, Queen 7. That was your candidate number. And this is for you. You can have that. Put that in your scrapbook.
That's so cool.
So very few people get to see that.
That is so
So
special.
that's for
Thank
you. Yep. Ladies, have a lot of fun. We will see you a bunch come the last weekend in April and the first weekend in May, because we'll be all over the Apple Blossom Festival, all right? I know you got places to go. Say hi to my friends and all the other media. They all know me. It's a small town. So. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live here from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Hi there, my name's Patrick and I'm the branch manager here at New American Funding. Applying for a home loan is an exciting time. You may have a lot of questions about how to meet your home loan goals, the loan process, or your borrowing options. We're here to help. We do things differently here at New American Funding. Not only do we have an array of loan products and a team of specialists to support you, but we get to know you personally. We want to earn your trust and business for life. So stop by our Wenatchee or Chelan office or give us a call today.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Why live your life in the dark? At Schmidt Electric, we're one of the oldest and most respected companies in the Pacific Northwest.
Founded by my father in 1960, we have grown from 2 employees to 130.
From small commercial businesses to heavy industrial companies, we employ some of the most respected contractors. We're also a proud member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers for over 50 years. Call us at Schmidt Electric today.
Ready Medi is healthcare made simple and affordable. We are the only direct primary care practice that provides personalized and holistic healthcare in North Central Washington. Our wellness model not only helps prevent heart attacks and strokes, but we also optimize hormones. Affordability is our goal. For example, hip surgery locally is $45,000, whereas our members have the same access for $15,000. Ready Medi, healthcare made simple and affordable.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're back here live from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on this President's Day edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Let's do a look at your weather forecast. A lot of people have the day off. A lot of people are heading up to Mission Ridge. For Mission Ridge, this is traditionally the biggest single skiing day of the year for the folks up on the mountain. Nice day as far as sunshine. Sunshine all day today, but it is going to be cold. High today of only 34 degrees right now outside of our studios. It is a brisk 18 degrees, and if you're heading up to Mission Ridge and it's a little windy, remember you factor in that wind chill and it's going to be just really cold. Just a heads up on that. Clear tonight, 12 for the overnight low. That's right, 12. That would be the coldest overnight low of the winter so far. Our coldest overnight low, I believe we got down to 15 degrees. I want to say Christmas Eve, perhaps. So we're in for the coldest stretch of weather we've had all winter long, really. And it continues on Tuesday, Wednesday, a gradual warm up on Thursday. By Friday, we'll be back to near normal. And you'll see those snowflakes on Friday evening. We put that in just as because we thought maybe we should. There's only about a 30% chance of precipitation. Could be snow, could be rain, and whatever comes down on Friday afternoon or Friday evening into Saturday morning certainly won't be sticking around a great deal. So weather in a word, cold, but mostly clear for most of this week. We'll cloud up for the weekend. As far as the passes are concerned, after a very nasty weekend of travel conditions, things are a lot better now. Traction tires are advised at this hour on I-90. That is a live shot there that you see. The roadway is mostly bare and wet, some snow and slush and ice in places. It is not snowing on Snoqualmie Pass. It is not snowing on Stevens Pass. In fact, it's a beautiful day up there. Look at all the cars already there, ready to go skiing on Stevens today. Traction tires are advised on US 2 Stevens. Roadway is mostly bare with frost and ice in places, and a beautiful morning up on Blewett. You'll see the sunshine on US 97. Look at that. Again, that's a live shot. Traction tires are advised on Blewett Pass. Roadway is mostly bare and wet. There is no snow coming down and no snow in the forecast, by the way, for most of this week until they get to Friday afternoon and Friday night. That's it for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Don't forget Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Mad Dog Magnotti at 10 o'clock, and the 12th District comes your way at noon. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.